Dinky-Doo, it's a very good evening to you. It's just me, Scottie McClue. Welcome, 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 I say. So lovely to have you with us and so much to talk about. So little time to do it in. We've got 1 hour of superb, scintillating information, education, and entertainment for you. So that's amazing. Dinky-Doo, everybody. Hey, Scottie and everyone, says Amy. Brilliant, Amy. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo, I say. Liz has joined us. James has joined us. Topswahili says, hello all. Texas world. Hi. Hi, Texas world. Lovely to have you with us. Hello, Dinky-Doo. Hello, Davy. Sinky's joined us as well. There we go. Peter Copter, Dinky-Doo. And Terence, welcome. Ahoy. And Dinky-Doo says, great Scott. Now, guys, we popped up earlier as well today because there's so much to get through. And we had quite a bit of argy-bargy. Stay fabulous. I tell you, stay fabulous. Dinky-Doo, Lord Scottie of Scotland says, Scotmas. John has joined us. JT says, hi. Hi, JT. Lovely to have you with us and a very warm welcome. Who else have I got? I've got Darcy and ACOS. Guys, it's great you're joining. Tell us where you're watching from. We want to build up the picture. We've already got 165 likes and we've only been up for a few seconds. Are you going to Boston, Scottie? I don't know, Andrew. I don't want them to be singing that Flower of Scotland rather than God Save the King. You know what I mean? Hi, Scottie, watching from Manchester. Tyler, Dinky-Doo in Manchester. Scottie, remember listening to you? What was that? Remember listening to you in the mid-90s? Remember you teasing the baseball cap bad boys? Absolutely. All right, Scottie, says Tommy from Wishy. Up the Republic of Scotland. Well, you'll never, ever, ever see that because if you don't get 100% behind the king, independence is toast. And, you know, the anti-monarchists lost us independence in 2014. If they got behind the Queen at the time, I tell you. Any word on the radio? Yes, Andrew, huge word on the radio. Dinky-Doo Radio launches. See, that's not our king rubbish. Everyone's king. Jack, what you've done is thrown Scotland down the stairs. That's what you've done with your nonsense. So there you go. Anyway, Andrew, yes, huge. We're launching on the 1st of January, probably at 11 p.m. in Hogmanay. And Dinky-Doo Radio, you can download the app from the App Store right now, and the test transmissions are on. So I would suggest to everybody watching, go to your App Store, download Dinky-Doo Radio, and you'll get the test. Let me know what you think. All right, Scottie, Thomas Stevenson, how lovely to see you and Dinky-Doo. Brilliant. And the website will probably be live Monday or Tuesday. So, you know, huge advances there. And it will be absolutely massive because it's worldwide and it's a talk show. What do you think of the folk that threw the custard at the Crown Jewels? I wish these people would just sober up and get an education, do their research, and realize that the crown is theirs. You know, so what they're doing is they're throwing custard at their own crown jewels. They're biting the hand that feeds them. And they're also wasting custard. A homeless person could have had a plate of custard and maybe some steamed pudding. So, you know, and then also some lady would have to go, or gentleman would have to go and get a mop and a bucket and clean all that up. So they're inconveniencing the staff. Shocking. Glenn from Blackburn, Dinky-Doo all. I know you're not a football fan, Scottie, but a marvellous draw for Scotland in the World Cup. Brazil and the group yet again will be fantastic summer of sport. Yes, and Haiti and Morocco. So absolutely amazing. We love it. I'm installing the app, Dinky-Doo. Great Scott. Let me know what you think. Give it a tap and it should play for you. So there we are. It's Dinky Do Radio, everyone, DINKY, and then do, second word, and then radio, third word, and that should download and you can listen right now. Any openings of your Dinky-Doo radio, Scottie? I'll get Nige, Mr. Forage to give you a bell, or I'll do a stint. Excellent, Jerry. I'm sure you would be amazing. We don't know how all this is going to go, but it will be very, very big because there's nothing else of that high quality, although I say it myself. You know what I mean? Everybody's missed a trick with Scottie McClue, but it's all their pigeons will be coming home to roost. I can tell you that. Much respect to you, Mr. McClue. Much prayers. God bless you. From a very wet Derbyshire. It's very cold. Good evening, Mr. McClue. Good evening to you, Roy Michael Taylor. How lovely to have you with us, and a huge Dinky-Doo to you, I say. Dinky-Doo from Barrowfield, Scottie. Dinky-Doo la. Dinky-Doo to everybody. Guys, get following as soon as you can. I think never mind the embarrassing national anthem before the games. No, drop it. Drop that. Listen, it's a great wee folk song, but that saying this is Scotland, a load of people shouting and bawling their head, oh, where is Scotland? Dreadfully embarrassing. Embarrassing doesn't cover it. Get singing God Save the King loudly with gusto. God save our gracious King. Nice app, no daft cookies, etc. No, straight talking great Scot, like McClue himself, right in there. Huge, absolutely huge. Dinky-Doo radio. That is the big thing. The Queen advocated #1 rap, absolutely. Theo, we don't like anybody talking in that way, so we'll not ban you, we'll mute you. We'll mute Theo. No, we'll ban you. Guys, say bye-bye to Theo. Yeah, just opening his gob without thinking. I tell you, it's our king, deal with it. Absolutely, Tommy. I like your new logo. Do you like the logos? Excellent stuff. This morning's program's just on. Are you on it? I am on it very much. So there you have it. Scottie McClue is there. I mean, have a listen. Go and download the app right now, guys. Dinky-Doo Radio. Is it my connection or does Scottie keep buffering on the YouTube? I don't know. Guys, am I buffering on YouTube? Do tell us. There's so much going on actually at the moment. What's your thoughts on boy racers? I think it's a lifetime ban. Yeah, because they're a danger. They're not thinking the right way. Take the license away immediately. Catch anybody boy racing? License away. See these that the police have to chase. Huge time in the slammer. License away. I would quite like to see something added to the engine management in cars that the police can just switch the engine off. You know, just go into it. The police have special permissions just to cut the engine in any of that. So, you know, you get your half-wit that races off when the police try to stop them because they've got no license or insurance, just switch the engine off right away. Say, yeah, we're just switching them off now. There he goes. He should be stopping. Yeah, stopping, thanks. There's a decamp, but we've got him. Boom! Get your hands behind your back. His name's Theo. So there you have it. I tell you, yeah, he's gone. He's absolutely gone for coming out with that kind of chat about our king. You just don't do it. Who else have we got? All right, Scottie. David Craig, how lovely to see you and Dinky-Doo. I've just downloaded Dinky-Doo Radio, Scottie. Is it working okay for you, Tommy? There's probably quite a demand for it now. The Crown is feeding the poor. Absolutely. Oh, no, the Crown is feeding of. You should have put 2 Fs. Off the poor. No, the Crown's not feeding off the poor. The poor are fortunately feeding off the Crown. The Crown brought £2 billion in last year cost the taxpayer virtually nothing, and 75% to 100% will have gone to the treasury to feed the poor if the politicians deem it fit to spend it that way, if they don't want to send it to another country. Sad the guy who wrote the Geely Peace song has passed this week, and also all the fellow Scottish songwriters who have lost this year. Jerry, you're quite right. Lovely man was it. Adam McNaughton was, have I got that right? So there you go. The Geely Peace song, my sister used to sing it with her guitar. I'm a skyscraper Wayne, I live on the 19th flare, but I'm no playing out any more. There we are. I tell you, Tommy Dinky-Doo, thank you for reposting. That is amazing. Guys, repost it right in your post, Dinky-Doo Radio. The Crown is tainted too much. No, the Crown's not tainted daily. The Crown is pure. Some of the incumbents over the years have been human, have been human and have had one or two human failings. Yeah, but you tell me somebody who doesn't, and it's not a great job. It's not a job I would want myself. I can tell you, it's a tough gig. Why are people calling you Sir, Scottie? Well, I think it's just basic respect, isn't it? So there we are. Now, who have we got here? James. James has to go, guys, I'm afraid. We'll have to block you, James, for telling lies. There we are. James is gone. I tell you. Who's the presenter? That's me on Dinky-Doo Radio. That's me talking to you on Dinky-Doo Radio. Can you play tunes on Dinky-Doo Radio? Well, we're a talk station because there's plenty of stations playing tunes and playing the same tune on a loop, I tell you. I used to listen to Mr. McClue on the radio. There were some interesting people and crankpots calling in. Mr. McClue could handle them. Made interesting listening. God bless Mr. McClue. Roy Michael, you're very, very kind. Very kind to me. So I tell you. So that's what we're thinking. I think we'll just talk. You see, there's no radio station that's actually just for the people talk-wise. So they say, yes, we're having the Prime Minister on. And they, well, we've seen him. I want the people on. Like this here. Waj has just sent me, join my fan club. Thank you, Waj. We love that. I can't wait to sing Flower of Scotland at the World Cup. I don't think you'll be singing it at the World Cup daily. It would be too embarrassing. I think we want God Save the King sung at the World Cup because the eyes of the world are upon us. And we are going, and now it's time for Scotland to sing a wee folk song. Oh, Flower of Scotland. We're in 1314, 711 years ago. Steady on, everyone. Let's have some decent behavior from Scotland. Angie, and now the Scottish national anthem. And then 70 beautiful, strong voices go, God save our gracious King, long live our noble King. And then when they finish it, they go, Scotland, Scotland. Brilliant. Hi from Birmingham. I be fried watching films. They banned the 50p in Scotland since they realised you can't get them out your hand with a spanner. I see what you just did there, Peter. TV Human Lie, thank you for my beautiful red roses. Guys, we never ask for anything. I've got 1,000 likes. Now, can we get to beat 41,000 likes? That's the record for Scottie McClue. You're not going to stop Scotland fans singing Flower of Scotland. They're singing it too long. Well, Amy, they've only been singing it for about 20 years, maybe 25 years, if you include Murrayfield. They've been singing God Save the King for 275 years. When I was young, we always sang God Save the King. God Save the Queen it was then. I tell you that, right, Peter? We got your joke. No need to spam us. Lots of those singing it don't vouch for Indy. No, they're going to kill Indy. I love hearing you all sing God Save the King, says David. It's beautiful. Beautiful. We love it. The Scots love it. Down with the reaching monarchy. No freebie. You'll kill off independence. You'll kill it stone dead like you did in 2014. And there's no leeching. They brought in £2 billion. They cost us 168 million. Now, freebie, even you'll be able to do the maths, so don't bite the hand that feeds you. I tell you. Hi, Scottie Dinky-Doo. We're back with you. Best wishes. Steve and Beryl in St. Helens. The Night Owl in St. Helens. We love you in St. Helens. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo. Thank you very much for the Aintree Iron, I say. So not down with any monarchy freebie. You're just, what you're doing is clobbering the Scots every time you do that. And the same with that, not my king law. I would run the lot of them out. There we go. Dinky-Doo, wee Rosie says, hi, Dinky-Doo, Rosie. Lovely to have you with us and a very warm welcome. Is that all you talk about? Boring? Mark, no. You'll be very easily bored by anything, remember. So it'll not take long for you to get bored. Do you see what I mean? Because this is big talk. Yes, this is grown-ups. So there we are. No, it's not all we talk about. We talk about everything. The king is a wrongin' daily. A lot of nonsense. Hi from Macedonia. Dinky-Doo. You can't be serious. You wouldn't have joined the English ratted us out. Wallace will be ashamed. Braveheart. Wallace would be delighted. Absolutely delighted. In Wallace's day, the king, right? We had two kings. You had a king of Scotland and a king of England. Now you've only got one king, and it's the Scottish king, because Scotland took over the crown in 1603. So Wallace would be absolutely beside himself with joy. What do you think of Ireland? I love it, Dr. Fruitger, every blade of grass. I know it. You're so cute, says Axel. Thank you, Axel. Ooh, Flower of Scotland, says Opalfort. They banned, listen, I'm getting fed up with that joke now, Peter, so let's mute you because you've spammed us. Right, guys, Peter's muted for telling a joke against the Scots. We're free to decide whether we have or haven't. Well, no, we're not actually. It's all written down in stone. 1320, we elected the king. Are you still going on about this? There's nothing more to talk about than singing Flower of Scotland. Paul, what do you mean still going on about it? Right? We have to discuss these things. This is Scotland we're talking about. What do you want to talk about? You change the subject. That's how it works. I tell you, it was great to see President Trump getting the FIFA Peace Award last year at the Draw Football, recognizing the great man bringing peace to the world. Glenda, Trump is, I think, probably the only true world leader. I tell you. So there we are. Jaden, very good. Flower of Scotland should be sung. No, forget that. So there we go. You can forget that. That's been sung enough. That there'll be people on saying, is that all you can talk about? I tell you. Hi, Scottie. It's Neil here. Neil, how lovely to have you with us. And a big Dinky-Doo to you. What a busy day we've had live here, I can tell you. Now, what have we got here? Trump is a world leader on the strength of his Scottish mother. Well, I couldn't disagree there. Huh? This Saturday night's the best ever. I've got Rangers on the TV and Scottie McCLUE on my phone. Tommy, you are laughing, Lala. How fantastic is that? It was funny when he was dancing to YMCA. Oh, brilliant. You know, I mean, the man must be, what age is he? Is he coming up 80? I'll tell you. Ian says, who likes fish? Ian wants to change the subject. So I would say, what about the price of fish? Let's discuss that, Ian, and then your man won't get bored so quick. Now, Wallace would have chopped. Oh, right, Jay. Okay, we're not going to that. Now, who have we got here? I'm getting spammed here. We have to sort that. Sorry, we'll have to mute you. Guys, remember, just once with a comment, and then we don't have to mute you. Don't spam us. Okay. Now, what do we got here? Emma's just joined us. Dinky-Doo, guys. Remember to tell us where you're watching from. I tell you, the lines are open as well. If anybody wants to call in, you're very, very welcome. +44 for international, 333-335-6709. So you can give us a call, +44 333-335-6709, or of course 0141-628-9795. RK's in Hamilton. Have you ever been to Arbroath? Oh, Jay, I've stayed in Arbroath, I tell you. Good evening, Scottie, with some good times in the past. I remember the time with the Carver chairs. What was that one, I ask you? You've got me there. Trump 78, I think, says Amy. Wow, Amy, amazing. Telephone. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Good evening, Scottie. It's Topswahey.
Topswahey, how are you, la?
Yeah, I'm good. I thought I'd come out and jump in and see. From all this repetitive stuff about Florida Scotland, you would think people would know your view on it by now.
Drive you up the wall. Well, no, you see, it just gets bigger. 300,000 people joined us on the TikTok last week.
Oh my goodness, you're going to give me performance anxiety.
Oh, no, you press on. They're all listening. No, it's absolutely huge. And I have to tell you that we've now got the new radio station starting in, about 3 weeks' time, 4 weeks' time?
Well, that's what I was going to talk to you about. Can I do the news on the air?
You would be amazing. Topswahey. Now here's the news with Topswahey. But we might have that Dafty that we had on there going, oh, this is so boring.
Well, you know, it's a Saturday, right, man? There must be some fun things that you can do instead of watching Scotland.
I think he could easily, I'm sure he could do more of his colouring in book.
Absolutely. With those nice plastic round tips.
Yes, you don't want anything sharp, I'll tell you. Bring back Scott FM, they're saying. The Gallus McClue on this fine Saturday night, Dinky-Doo.
Well, guys, while they're doing that, the other things from the 90s, could they bring back My Hair, please? That would be nice.
That would bring back My Hair. Fortunately, My Hair's coming back in with the patches, but that's another story.
Oh, don't you
Now, how are you? I want to know. We need an update. Oh, yes. So the radio station, so the website will go live next week. A big Carlisle United, a big shout out for tomorrow's match against Blackpool. What about that? And Dinky-Doo from Dunoon. So don't tell me, you know.
Well, if I'm punting for a job on your new radio station, I better start learning stuff about sport then. So I'll sound enthusiastic.
Oh, yes. Just watch this station just grow and grow and grow, because nothing broadcasting-wise, they became so snobby that they don't include just ordinary people talking on air. They think... You see, and you remember, management very rarely actually heard me. They only got a shock when the figures came in and they thought, oh my God, what's going on at night? I've got a Celtic guy on here spamming us, so we'll give him a lifetime ban, guys.
Well, that's it, Scottie. My calls tend to take quite a while, so I will not be offended if you have to do some admin while we're talking.
Well, no, I've just done a lifetime ban because he was spamming and spamming and spamming.
Yeah. He needs to get a girlfriend, frankly.
You know.
I better watch myself. I'm gonna get attacked by the social media warriors.
Yes, the keyboard warriors will get you.
Listen, I know all about middle managers. Remember, I worked for the BBC at the turn of the century.
Yes, well, we'll not go into that. We'll not start slagging them off. I think they've got enough on their plate at the moment.
Yeah.
I think people are starting to feel a bit sorry. I'll tell you, I'm just going to sum up the whole BBC thing. When Reith started it, because after the First World War, as you well know, you'll know all this, but after the First World War, the British thought, my God, this radio through the airwaves is huge. We need to try and control it. Now, in fairness to them, it was virtually King Canute, that attitude, because the airwaves are huge and free and everything. So people tried to get control. So then they were looking at frequencies and all this stuff. So, they then had to start clamping down. Then you got the pirates who were offshore. So they had to pass an Offshore Territory Act and kill the pirates off. And then they thought, well, no, the public service broadcaster, it can do pop music for the young people. So that's when your Radio 1, 2, 3, and 4 came up. Radio 2 was the light program. Radio 3, what was Radio 3? The third program. And what's now Radio 4 was the home service. So you'd an opt-out there now. They've kept trying to control, and then in came the independents. They became far more popular, so they threw more money at the BBC. But Reith himself had managed to keep it independent. Now, this is a real anomaly and dichotomy, because the governors, they're now, I think, the trustees, so that they didn't get hit so badly when things went wrong. So they're the trustees, but when they were the governors, they were appointed by the monarch on the advice of the Prime Minister. Now, that's maybe just a wee bit in-house, from that point of view. But the government, they kept the government independent during the general strike. Reith kept it independent. Churchill offered a bribe. He said, I'll give you £100 of my own money if you'll let me broadcast. And Reith turned round and said, the BBC is not for sale. Right? And Churchill and him fell out.
I have my doubts that it's nearly the same august institution that it was back then.
Well, you see, no, they got broken by the government in just at Iraq time, completely broken, because their journalists were saying, well, we've got the truth here, and the government was saying, you do not tell the truth, you go with the whopper, you misconstrue the truth on our behalf. And they went on until they'd broken them, and after that the game was up, really. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I was the biggest supporter of it for a long time, but no longer. But the way it's going just now, Scott, you've got to be in line for the next Director General. I mean, who would take the job?
Well, it's very interesting, because I was in line for the Scottish Broadcasting Corporation if Scotland had gone independent. And a couple of people were having a little word and saying, just keep your eye on that, because you'd be ideal for that. Yes. So, but that obviously didn't happen. But as DG, you see, you've got to be thinking big. It's blue sky thinking. And we've had some very, very good DGs, but we've also had one or two that didn't quite make the grade. But again, you had interference from the government. So they had a wonderful DG at one point called Alistair Milne.
Alistair Milne, yeah.
Right, and he was outstanding. His family, his grandfather, that they were Scots, and he was an outstanding controller of BBC Scotland. He put the big sign up on the side of the building. Remember when you drove down Queen Margaret Drive and you saw BBC Scotland? That was Alistair Milne, and he was an outstanding controller. Alistair Hetherington, whose father was Sir Hector Hetherington, the principal of Glasgow University, and Alistair, who I knew very well, was the editor of The Guardian in Manchester, and it was the Manchester Guardian then. And I think that's when there was a printing problem and it came out as the Gronny ad. You know, and still I think it's private. I call it the Gronny ad.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it's famous for its typographical errors.
Well, it just takes one tiny mistake in life. I can remember a broadcaster had fainted on air, and the rest of that poor man's career, I think he's left us now. The rest of that people would say, "Oh, I know who you mean. Is that the guy that fainted?"
Well, I'll tell you a story. Another old private investigator story, Scotty.
Yes, no names, no pack drill. We love them.
No, of course not. But it was my neighbour that I worked. Sorry, we called them neighbours rather than partners.
Oh yes,
in Scotland.
Neighbour.
He was a retired surveillance cop, and he told me a story from the 70s when cops were cops, you know what I mean? And they had one gun in the entire surveillance force, and they were going to do an arrest of a really bad man. So they got the gun, and this guy who had the gun, he had to shoot somebody in the centre of Glasgow just by the Mitchell Library. This is back in the 70s or early 80s, because this stupid guy came out and with a weapon. And
yes,
so
not too much detail. Not too much detail. But there we go.
No, it's okay. The guy survived. The
right. Yeah. No. Press on. Not too much. Not too much. Very good.
Afterwards, the cop who had shot this guy, he was famous for smoking roll-up cigarettes. And what happened was afterwards, for his entire career, apparently, people would, as he was walking down the corridor, people would mime with one finger like a gun thing, going boom, and then they would mime with their other hand, rolling a cigarette with one hand.
It's crazy stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. And of course, the Mitchell Library, built with the money from Stephen Mitchell of Mitchell Cigarettes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Oh, well, God bless. Let's all start smoking.
Well, Glasgow, of course, centre of the tobacco industry. But when I was a kid, it was full of tobacco factories. And, they made a lot of tobacco. But there was the local firm, founded way back, I wonder if it was the 1840s or maybe even earlier, the Mitchells and Stephen Mitchell. They were known as Mitchell's Prize Crop. And you got them in tins up to, I think, 50s and things like that. And I had a joiner working in my house who was a real old school joiner. I think he was it must have been heading for 90. Anyway, he had his screws in a Mitchell's Prize Crop tin. And I said, I see you've got a Mitchell's Prize Crop tin, big yellow tin with red and gold writing. And he said, I'll no be getting another one of these, and this one's getting done. So I went to my toolbox. I said, here you go, and gave him a Mitchell's Prize Crop tin.
Oh, wow. Well, around about 15, 20 years ago, you used to be able to get custom-made tobacco tins for whether it was tobacco or anything else that might be put in there. But I still have one somebody gave me about 25 years ago, and it's of Starsky and Hutch, and it's my prized possession. An old tobacco, I don't smoke anymore, but a tobacco tin.
A tobacco tin, yes. Well, I come from Greenock, and there was a company that made tobacco tins.
Oh, right.
They made the tins. They'd started off as coopers, and they made barrels. And then they went into making tins for everything. So bakeries, remember you used to get tins of shortbread and tins of everything. And this company made the tins. Yeah, it was wonderful. I mean, a lot of tins, but tins are wonderful. And my mother kept them. She was a great one for baking. And she kept all these tins for that biscuits in them and that, and put cakes in them. And she was talking about one of her friends, and she said he was so lovely. When you made him a cup of tea, you could have given him something from the bottom of the tins. And he would say, oh, this is lovely. Is this your own baking?
And of course, we've come full circle because, you know, in the 60s and 70s, plastic is the new thing. Go for plastic. So now we're coming back around to more sustainable materials, which I'm a big supporter of.
Oh, yes. Well, without mentioning the name, do you remember there was a company, I think it was an American company, that made all sorts of plastic boxes, and they were terrific for your sandwiches and everything, you know? And you could get all sorts of...
They made plasticware, I think it's known as.
Yes, plasticware it was. I used to have plasticware parties, and the housewives would gather and swap ideas. Say, oh, we've got these, and give each other a wee commission, you know.
Give us some of that plastic, Doris.
Yes, the plastic. But it lasted for years. I mean, you know, people had it in their house 30 years. Here's a good one for you, Tups. What year did it become apparent that Scottie McClue had taken off?
Taken off what?
Well, taken off. I think there's somebody going up the RAA. That must be the Royal Artillery. I don't know what the second A stands for. Yes.
So, what day did you take it off? Well, I've seen those videos of you doing stuff for STV and stuff. You were definitely hiding your light under a bushel. I would say there was definitely ignition.
Well, you wait. You see, I think that the telly companies, and they're paying the price now because I've bored everybody with saying that I spoke to a very senior person about it. And I said, what about your social media? And he said, well, Scottie, we tend to concentrate in our core business. And my words, my very words, I can remember them. I said, well, do be careful, because one day you'll wake up and your core business will have gone. And
I was talking,
you know,
I was talking to a guy. This is a little bit out of date. It was about 10 years ago, but I doubt that the situation's changed. And you can buy an advert in peak time on our local independent mainstream broadcaster. You can buy an advert for virtually nothing. So it might be an idea if you ever want to advertise your new venture. I don't want to do the name, but you know, it's a Scottish television broadcaster in the Central Bell region.
Yes, no, we're not doing the name. We're not identifying anybody, but it's it's fascinating. And I worked for these companies, and at the time they were huge, but it was two ITV companies that owned Scott FM. The contractor in the area couldn't own it because it would have been too much media, because in those days there was huge value in the media, and you know, which the internet will have changed, which I'll explain to you in a second. But it was two ITV, and they just could not believe when they saw Scottie McClue's audience figures. They couldn't believe it that one person, because they were used to producing, say, an hour of television or half an hour of television at a certain price with a huge number of people. So if you had, say, well, an evening program going out at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, and now we've got the news from Mary. Here's George with the sport. Here's, here's Annie with the weather. Here's somebody else with another report. Here's one of our stringers who's down in air. You know, oh, you're looking cold tonight, John. All this sort of stuff. And just for one guy to have around about 250,000 people every half hour, they just couldn't believe it. And it was interesting. It's the radio stations. I saw some dafty had said about a station which I won't name, but you'll know the one I mean, and it hadn't made a penny in their eyes. But it was a £500,000 project and was sold for 28 million. Now, I think £27.5 million is quite a lot of pennies. Maybe I mean, I've been a banker with a B, and yeah, and maybe my mental arithmetic's not working, but not made a penny yet, just the 27.5 million quid. You know, these are, it's so funny to see with the keyboard warriors, you've got somebody writing with a sort of fake authority and they know nothing.
Oh, well, that's the modern internet. You know, I've said it before. General Patton had a great phrase about opinions that people could look up. Just look up General Patton and opinions, and then they can find out what that is. But listen, I'll let you go.
Yes, well, it's been lovely to hear you. But listen, the new radio station, what we've done is made it absolutely 100% bang up to date.
Excuse me a second, Scott. Hang on. Mrs. Tops, could you make me a drink? Oh, she's such a... Sorry, Scottie.
Now, when you say make me a drink, do you mean something with alcohol in it?
A Gavin for fence, Scottie. Oh, my goodness.
No,
yes.
I'll tell you why I ask. When I worked in England, in Manchester, in Liverpool, in Preston, in Sheffield, in Leeds, Hull, if somebody say, can I make you a drink? And you thought, oh, yes, it was a cup of tea.
Oh, how disappointing.
Would you like a drink? And it was a cup of tea or a coffee.
Well, me and Mrs. Thomas have been married for just over 18 years, is it, I think now? So I think she knows me quite well. And I'm genuinely very good at returning the favour. It's normally that's my job. But I was going to say, you've got if you're doing your Hogmanay thing, we are going to a frankly slightly creepy tiny village in the very south of East Lothian, where it almost becomes the borders.
I know exactly where you are. Don't mention it. Yes.
No, but little tiny villages.
I know it.
But a friend of Mrs. Tups has invited us for Hogmanay, and we stayed there a couple of months ago. It's the first time I'd ever met the women. And it's like the Wicker Man, this tiny little village. So we'll possibly try and get
well, no, but listen, the beauty is you can get it on your phone now. I popped up on Facebook.
She doesn't. Shout hello on Facebook.
Hello, Mrs. Tops, DINKY-DOO.
There she goes. She's on it. Scottie, sorry, I keep interrupting you.
No, listen, if you don't interrupt me, you won't get a chance. You know, you've got to. My father used to say, I would say, what are you thinking of the show, Daddy? He went, aye, well, if you would shut up, we would hear the people.
Well, listen, we're going there for Hogmanay, but what I'll maybe try and do, if you've got a Hogmanay show going, what I might do is get all these people in the village to all shout hello. We'll see how it goes, but if you don't hear from me at all, we've probably been sacrificed to some demonic.
Right, so it's not that you're in the huff with us here.
Exactly.
Good.
If you never come back, that's what's happening.
Well, take great care of your dear selves, the pair of you, and you know, I'll say since he came back from that village, he's never been the same. You know.
Right, take care, Scott.
DINKY-DOO.
I'll be selling patches. Yeah.
Yes, we'll get you on the patches. Take care, lad. DINKY-DOO. What a fine fellow. That's our Tutswahi who comes on for a wee chat. And it's always very good stuff. Numpty Heed's late tonight, says Susan. Yes, where is Numpty Heed? Your connection's bad, says Gerard. Guys, is that true? Is the YouTube connection bad? It seems to be all right here. Scottie, what are your thoughts? Oh, we've done all that. Lifetime ban for Elliot? Absolutely. So there we are. Yes, we could give Elliot a ban, couldn't we, guys? We'll leave him. He's a poor soul. Scotch and Rye, the one I looked forward to, the burglar scene. I love the one with Chief Inspector Taggart. Hello from France, Bordeaux. Bruce is the house now, Scottie. Yes, Bruce. Absolutely. We love the house of Bruce. I tell you. How long till the next lockdown? I can't put a date on it. They haven't shared it with me yet. Scottie, have you ever been to the USA? Sadly, JW, I haven't as yet. How will your beard grow back for the world tour? I'll tell you. We'll go on a world tour with the beard. Are you still into the deer hunting? No, I've never hunted, although I am a crack shot, but just the clays nowadays. There we go. Who have we got here? The Lioness. Scottie, you remind me. Oh, Daly, we'll have to say cheerio to you. Remind, not everybody's like yourself, Daly. Do you know what I mean? In fact, we'll block you there. That's the end of Daly. We don't have any of these comments. Guys, see when people's minds are in the gutter, we don't welcome you on Scottie McClue. We welcome big thinkers. Dublin today, Scottie, not Manchester. Dinky-Doo, Scottie McClue. Can I get a happy birthday shout out to my wife, Adele? God save the king. I tell you. Now, who else have we got here? Busy tonight, guys. My goodness. Do you know where Conton near Dingwall is? Yes, Conton. I know Conton very well. I've gone through Conton when I've gone to the Dingwalls. Do you remember the lovely water on Scotch and Rye? I remember the lovely water. I was watching Ricky and Jack the other night on a YouTube. Oh, talent. Tremendous talent, guys. Sorry, I'm getting a wee bit hot here. Somebody's put the heat on. There we go. For every dinky, there is a do. Dinky-Doo, my boy. Dinky-Doo, Gasama. How lovely to have you with us. How are we doing? Oh, my goodness, we're busy. Now, guys, we never asked for anything, but there is a goal there. If anybody's feeling flush, I tell you. Do you know the farm just outside of Conton? I do, yes. There, where does the term Dinky-Doo come from? It's my catchphrase for 33 years. Ricky and Jack, brilliant. We're on stage, so clever. And they must have both been approaching 80 at the time. And they were outstanding. I know they'd been doing their gags a long time, but my goodness, talk about professional. And the pair of them were big Scottie McClue fans, because I was at their performance and we went backstage to say hi. And Jack comes up, he went, "Oh, Scottie, Mary and I listen to your show every day, son. It's just brilliant. And see when you finish, we put it off." And I thought, oh dear, the poor old DJ after me. Backroom Superstar says, I'm from Blackburn, but we live in Newton-le-Willows now. Oh, we love Newton-le-Willows, I tell you. You're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
It's me, myself, and I, the three white
Numpty, where have you been, Lala?
Were you expecting someone else?
No, we've been expecting you since 9 o'clock.
Well, I've been here since 9 o'clock.
Well, no, we've had Susan on going. Well, Susan says Numpty Heed's late tonight.
Okay, well, Susan will say it's a great show, but I've not finished yet.
No, well, it's always a great show. No, see, when you come on, you enhance it. I don't like you to do too much of this humility thing.
Listen, you don't need the numpty phone in your show, Scott, because you've already got one.
What are you thinking of the new radio station?
What new radio station?
Right. Dinky-Doo Radio, 3 words, launches on the 1st of January, probably during the Hogmanay Bash, right? And you'll get the app from your app store, download it and put it on. The test transmissions are running now.
Right. Right.
So you can't, and the website's going live Monday or Tuesday.
Of course, I've heard about it, Scotty.
No, you
Nothing gets
haven't.
past me, you can.
No, you haven't. You didn't realise you tried to put a brave face in it there going, oh, yes, I knew about that, Scotty.
Aye. Now, listen, Scotty. There's a reason I phoned in.
Go on. I'll be interested in this.
Well, I'll make a change, but let me tell you, a cashless society will not work, and let me explain why.
What did you say, a cash list?
A cashless society will not
work. Cashless society.
Aye,
it'll no work. It'll no work in Edinburgh, because Edinburgh, I think, only take cash to the north.
Well, Scotty, there's problems that need to be solved.
Yes.
Before we can. And let me explain what one of the major issues are.
Yes, because you're a very intellectual man, Numpty. You're our only professor.
Listen to me, Scotty. You listen to me, or you've got two black eyes.
Two black eyes?
Now listen, I'll tell you what the problem is.
Yes.
See when you're getting served at 5 to 10.
What do you mean get served in the chippy?
No, the supermarket.
Oh, for booze.
Aye, what Jenka was phoning them about.
Well, do you have to give them proof of age?
No, Scotty, let me finish
Right.
before the 10 o'clock comes.
All right, come on, son, because we'll go over.
No. Now, where was it? Oh, aye, the cashless society.
Yes.
Now, Scott, if you're in a queue, right, and there's 3 or 4 people ahead of you, right?
Yes.
And it's 5 to 10, and it takes about a minute and a half to serve one person. Why is it one of them always brings out the debit card that doesn't work? Now, I've shut my windows because this infuriates me, Scotty.
Yes.
And the thing is, it doesn't just no work the one time. It doesn't work the second time they try it either.
Now,
and you're waiting in a queue, waiting to be served by 10 o'clock.
Now, this is where the old Scottish word "stooshy" comes in.
Now, Scotty, it doesn't stop there, because when they put their card away, they pull out miraculously another yen, and for some reason the card worked. You think you've seen it yourself?
Oh, I've seen it, but by that time it's after 10 o'clock.
Aye, well, the thing is, the queue, right? There's not just me, there's other people with their cans, their lagers and their ales, you know, and they're not getting it because the person in the front's card wouldn't work. Yeah,
but let's be honest about it. A lot of people leave it to the very end to go up. Oh, here, I'll need to go, or they'll be shut, when they could have gone up at 7 o'clock.
Somebody's not got the cash in their bank account, Scotty. If they didn't have the cash in their pocket, they wouldn't be there in the first place. But the card's fooling them into thinking they're rich.
Well, Amy's centres here, been in pubs in Edinburgh that only take card, not many, but a couple.
So you see where I'm coming from, Scotty?
Oh, listen, I've always seen where you're coming from, thank goodness.
So who do you phone? Who do you complain to?
Well, this is it. You see, who do you complain to? Maybe are you saying there should maybe be 5 minutes grace?
Well, I think if they've no money in their bank account and they hold up the queue, they should get a 6-month ban for that shop. Yeah,
just stop it. Ban them through the shop. No, that's where, as I say, the word stooshy comes in. A lot of people haven't heard stooshy. But somebody said, no, have the right money or it causes a stooshy.
Aye. And the thing is, Scotty, what else I've noticed? I don't know if you've noticed this, but, nothing gets past me. You see when you're watching rubbish on the telly, like the soaps?
Yeah, I won't hear a word against the soaps, but carry on.
Aye, but listen, Scotty, look for this next thing you're watching, right, and you'll see I'm telling the truth. Now, it's meant to be lifelike, but see when they're in a bookmaker's shop?
Yes.
Right? They've got a race on the telly.
Yes.
right? But nobody's watching the race. They're all looking down at their papers.
Oh.
And if that was a real life situation, Scottie, they'd be screaming at the telly at
Now,
the horses.
If I remember right, and I don't know much about it because I never used to get, but am I not right in thinking that there never used to be a telly in the bookies? It was all through the loudspeaker.
Scottie, you're gone back years.
Yes,
ago.
you had the loudspeaker and you see over there, they go coming into the final furlong now, and it's Numpty Heat on the outside. Yes.
You got some memory, Scottie.
Numpty Heat on the outside, Edinburgh Darling just keeping up there. I think it's going to be Edinburgh Darling. He's just going by.
Aye. Now, can I finish on a lighter note, Scottie?
Scotland is full of stushies. I think we should finish on a lighter note because the off-sales thing was heavy.
Well, let me tell you, I was disappointed earlier, Scottie.
What happened?
I made a cup of tea and it was rotten. It tasted like dishwater, Scottie.
Oh.
You know, and I thought, it was a rotten tea bag. I'm going to have to change my brand.
Oh, did you not tell me you once had a fish tea and it tasted terrible?
Aye, that was rotten tea, so I changed to the Darjeeling.
I would only drink tea from places I've been to.
Aye, quite right. Right, listen, Scottie, it's nearly 10 o'clock.
Oh, we need to go. Listen, away you go. I've never heard so much nonsense in all my life.
Away you go, you nonsense.
Dinky-Doo. Right, that's our Numpty Heat. What a great character, but don't tell him I said that. All right, guys, we've only got a minute or two. Let's see if we're up to date. It must be 33 years ago, says Backroom Superstar. That's right. I'm just going into my 34th year. So there we go. Now, what do we got here? Good evening, Uncle, says Jazz. Just to inform you, my dad has passed away last Saturday. His name is Sean. Bless Sean, I say, Jazz, and love and strength to you. Very, very important, that. Stu's just joining us. Dinky-Doo. There's Gaz. Well, it's a bit political, but he says reform for Scotland, pal. I don't know, national anthem at the end of the show, Scottie. Now, Tommy, you're putting a good idea in my head here. I think we might have a national anthem at the end of the show. I might have to sing it myself. There we go, because everybody used to love the national anthem when the telly closed down for the night. And a lot of old soldiers stood up and saluted. Same in the pictures. They used to stand in the pictures. There was the odd kind of lower form of life that would scuttle out, you know, but we just used the excuse they were going for their bus. You know, that kind of thing. I tell you, but the Scots in general were very, very patriotic people. I'll sing with you, my friend. Absolutely, Tommy. I think we should. There we go. I'm going to have to dash, guys. I love you lots. Dinky-Doo. There we go. Oh, no. I can't believe this. That's us. There we go. It's been a super show tonight, guys. Just amazing. Good night, all, says Susan. Good night, Susan. Lovely being with you all tonight. Hashtag stay fabulous. And to our lovely, lovely YouTubers, keep watching, keep sharing. Stay fabulous. Dinky-Doo.